Greetings, Mom and Sir. We are Group 6 of A337, and our research title is The Impact of Capital Structure on Corporate Performance and Value in the Philippines, a quantitative study of food and beverage industry.
Capital structure of a company is crucial in determining its financial decisions and performance according to Gould and Chow 2019. It involves balancing the cost of debt and equity to optimize the company's assets and maximize its value. Studies have shown that capital structure plays a significant role in a company's performance, and debt to equity ratio can help improve corporate performance and productivity, stated by Kakanda et al. 2018. While it is believed that a company's value can be independent of its capital structure under certain circumstances, global studies have shown different results, such as the studies from Nguyen and Nguyen 2021 and Sommer and Hassan 2019. This study focuses on impact of capital structure of food and beverages industry in the Philippines, one of the country's significant contributors to gross national income and gross domestic product growth, showing the most growth in the fourth quarter of 2022 according to Philippine Statistics Authority. The research aims to determine whether the capital structure of the sector affects its performance and growth. Since the research aims to find the relationship between capital structure, corporate performance, and value by stating the research problems and answering these 9 research questions.
For the problem statement, we have 9 research questions. First, what is the impact of capital structure on corporate performance and value based on descriptive statistics? Second, what is the impact of capital structure based on the debt to equity ratio to corporate performance? Third, what is the impact of capital structure based on the debt to equity ratio to corporate value based on Tobin skew? 4. What is the impact of capital structure based on long-term debt to asset ratio to corporate performance? Fifth, what is the impact of capital structure based on the long-term debt to asset ratio to corporate value based on Tobin skew? Next slide, please. 6. What is the impact of capital structure based on long-term debt to corporate performance? 7. What is the impact of capital structure based on long-term debt to corporate value based on Tobin skew? 8. What is the impact of capital structure based on total debts to total assets to corporate performance? And lastly, 9. What is the impact of capital structure based on total debts to total assets to corporate value based on Tobin skew?
For objective of the study, the objective of the study is to investigate the impact of capital structure on corporate performance and value in the food beverages industry in the Philippines. The study will measure the industry financial leverages using various ratios and gathered data on the company's return on asset and return on equity to assess their financial performance. The study will also use Tobin skew to measure the corporate value of the industry and how investors perceive it. The goal is to provide useful insight for the business decision and contribute to the existing research on the topic.
First on the list is the theory of, I apologize if I butcher their names, Modigliani and Miller. According to this theory, the capital structure has no bearing on corporate value and there is no chance for a company to raise its value by changing its capital structure. Modigliani and Miller stated that the market value of those who do not have debts in their capital structure is equal to firms who do have them. In short, they have explained how capital structure impacts the market value of the firm. The pecking order theory is concerned with the capital structure of a corporation. It was made well known by Myers and Malhoff in 1984, and it claims that managers assess funding sources in a hierarchical order. Insofar as it explains why businesses choose to finance investment projects using internal financing first, debt second, and equity third. It explains why equity financing is the most expensive and should only be utilized as a last resort to obtain finance. In simple terms, the trade-off theory proposes that there is an optimal capital structure for corporations, one in which the tax benefits best offset the adverse impacts of debts, including agency costs and financial instability. It argues that there is an optimal capital structure, one that is formed by balancing the costs of debt with tax benefits, a corporation that maximizes value while assessing both the advantages and disadvantages of adding more debt. The next theory demonstrates how agency costs impact capital structure, hence the name. The conflicts of interest between owners and management are what lead to agency costs. By reducing the costs associated with conflicts between managers and owners, an optimal capital structure can be attained. According to Jensen and Meckling, managers ought to work toward the organization's overall goals than just their own. Costs will then be minimized as a result, accelerating efficiency and eventually enhancing business performance. The traditional theory of capital structure is emphatic that optimal capital is essential. It assumes that the firm's value cannot be the same at all levels of the capital structure. On the contrary, there must be an optimal capital structure that maximizes the firm's value while minimizing the cost of capital. The signaling theories laid out by Ross in 1977, in which the decision regarding the debt-to-equity ratio is made independent of the concept of the optimum and is instead reflected by the firm's willingness to convey particular messages to investors. This theory suggests that managers have a tendency to be reluctant to grant equity in circumstances that are perceived to be underrepresented. I quote, "Investors tend to perceive issuance of stocks as a bad signal, assuming that managers offer equity to the public only if it's fairly priced or overpriced." Based on this theory, leverage and company performance are positively correlated.
As for the conceptual framework, we have three variables for this study: corporate performance and value as the independent variables, while capital structure is the dependent variable and corporate size and sales are the controlled variables. The corporate performance are measured by the company's return on assets and return on equity, while corporate value is measured by Tobin's Q. The capital structure is affected with corporate performance and value, wherein it is measured by debt-to-equity ratio, long-term debt to total assets ratio, long-term debt, and total debt to total assets ratio. Corporate performance and value of a company are affected by both corporate size and sales, as this also determines the capital structure of the company.
For the significance of the study, this will provide an opportunity to demonstrate the potential value of the research to the broader community and to identify any potential or ethical issues that may arise from the research. With that being said, we have identified three cases. First is business and accounting students. The research results can help students develop better strategies for optimizing capital structure and maximizing value in their own corporation. Ultimately, this quantitative study can help students refine their knowledge and develop skills necessary to make sound capital structure decisions in the future. Second is future researchers. Future researchers could use this research to explore the effect of different capital structure, such as debt-to-equity ratio on corporate performance and value in the Philippines. This research can also be used to inform investment decisions in the Philippines, particularly those related to the capital structure. And lastly, food and beverage companies. It can help managers to understand the implications of their capital structure decisions and determine the most beneficial way to structure their capital. Moreover, the results of this research can also be used to inform policy decisions related to capital structure in the Philippines.
For our synthesis, the table shows the list of authors who conducted and proved studies of capital structure to corporate performance and firm value in terms of having a positive, negative, and no effect. The purpose of synthesis is to understand key processes where we can incorporate support from different sources of differing views. Based on our research, there is a positive and negative effect of capital structure to corporate performance. However, studies about having no effects of capital structure to corporate performance are yet to be researched. Next is the effect of capital structure to corporate value, where you can see 5 authors have proved a positive effect, 3 authors for negative effect, and 5 authors for no effect.
We conduct a quantitative type of study. It consists of gathering and handling numerical data, to put it simply. Descriptive research is the type of quantitative study used. This form of quantitative research ignores the why question in favor of answering the what, when, where, and how questions. On top of that, causality research is used in this study as well. Finding out how the independent variable is impacted when the dependent variable changes can be done using this particular kind of research. Furthermore, longitudinal research monitors changes in the variables throughout time. It is related to how long it takes to conduct the research and has advantages for establishing a cause and effect connection.
The total population sampling is used wherein the whole population is studied has a certain criteria. The said criteria of this study is the companies being publicly listed and have identified 28 companies in the food and beverage industries in the Philippines. In regards of the publicly listed companies, their financial statements of 2017 to 2021 will be analyzed for this study.
For our research procedure, this includes all research activities to be undertaken in order to achieve the objectives of the study and to provide possible solutions to the problem. The study will utilize secondary data and use the website of Philippine Stock Exchange in order to cite all necessary informations that shall be needed to the study. Secondly, the researchers will identify annual reports and financial statements of the corporate companies in food and beverages sector of the PSE that will cover the period from 2017 to 2021. For the last procedure is data analysis, where all gathered set of data will undergo descriptive analysis in order to determine the relationships of each variable. It will also be analyzed through panel data regression analysis.
For data analysis, the presentation will cover the data analysis of historical data collected for a study on capital structure, corporate performance, and corporate value. The analysis will be divided into 3 parts, starting with descriptive analysis to identify the relationship of each variable of mean, median, mode, and standard deviation. This will be followed by panel data regression analysis, which will identify changes in sub-variables over time using analytical and coefficient estimating tool developed by Bala and Gugong in the year of 2015. And lastly, the Jones model will be used to identify errors related to abnormal accruals from the dataset. The aim of analysis is to provide a comprehensive understanding of relationship between capital structure, corporate performance, and corporate value, to inform business decision and contribute to existing research.
So that is all for our research title po, Ma'am and Sir. Thank you for listening po.